Hello folks, I am all crooked and upside down and inside out. How is everybody this evening? I am running a little bit behind. I do apologize for that. I lost track of time, to be honest with you. I hope everybody had a wonderful week so far. I am going to pull us up on my iPad so that hopefully I can see comments. I have my phone backward so you guys can see the words correctly, which doesn't make it easy for me because I don't like having my phone backwards. There we are. All right, let me pull us up real quick. We are going to finish the other side of our cutting board that we made the other day. The Secret Garden. Let me pull that up real quick. This is what we created the other day. Secret Garden. And I don't know, I have to wait for a minute until that feed shows because I don't know. Okay, there we go. I didn't know whether it was in frame or not. I am going to loosen up this string so that I can stain the back. I had all intentions of having that done already, but that didn't happen. There we go. That thing fell off. I'll glue that back on. We are going to use dark walnut Minwax wood finish. This is water-based, and I love these. My brain is not working tonight. These stains, because they are water-based, they're easy to use, they dry fast, and we're just going to stain the whole back. And then we're going to add some things to it. And give me just a moment while I get my gloves and my sponge from Harbor Freight. I use these about 8 times, 4 times. I've got one more on this side and then all 4 corners on that side. And then I'll throw them away. And then I'll go to Harbor Freight and get me a new pack. And most of the time when I go to Harbor Freight, I'll buy 2 or 3 packs at a time because they do sell out sometimes quickly. I haven't had a problem at my Harbor Freight, but I know from some of you that sometimes you don't have any. And I have to put my, hey Carlene, my apron on because I do not want to mess up this nice light colored shirt. I told you I'm a little bit out of sorts this evening. I was really excited and I got some new products in that I get to play with to see. I've ordered several different new things and I'm going to try to learn new things so I can pass those on to you. Some of them you might have seen from other creators, but they are new to me, so we will experiment together, and if you see me using them, then hopefully you will be able to use them too and get over that fear maybe. All right, I am taking my sponge. I am going to turn you down so you can see the project. Hopefully you'll be able to see good. And like I said, this is the dark walnut. This is a beautiful, beautiful color. This is the background color for our bricks that we will create. I appreciate you guys hopping on. If you have any questions, if you need to know anything, if you want to know where you can find something, please ask, let me know. I will try my best to find the answer for you if I don't have it right away. Sometimes it's difficult for me to see comments on here because I got to hit my iPad every time. So if I miss a comment, I will go back. I had a little bit go over right there, but we'll just wipe that back. I am not too concerned with it getting on the edge because this is distressed anyway. So I am good with that. But yeah, ask away whatever your question is. If you have anything that you want to know, where I got something or a process, just let me know and I will try my best to help you out. I'm trying not to put more product on here because I've got enough left in this sponge. And this is good enough. I don't need anything else on here. Fast, quick, and easy. And now I've used all 4 corners on this one. I will flip it around and use the 4 corners on that side, and then I can throw that away. I reuse my gloves as well. I am a frugal crafter. I like to reuse things as many times as I can. Loud banging, I'm gonna seal my can. If you seal your can, then air cannot get in and your stain will last you longer. And I'll just take my gloves off and reuse them again. They are not that messy. Once they get really messy, I will take them and put them up. And this is our color that we have, which I think is a beautiful, beautiful walnut color. And for those of you that will join later, please let me know that you watched on replay. I always love to know that you've watched on replay, and Facebook likes to know that you watched on replay. I'm drying this really good because I am going to use a transfer on here. So I want to make sure that this is good and dry. But I'll also put a post on there. Due to my hubby's crazy doctor appointment schedule, I am not going to be able to go live on certain days anymore. This is the stencil I'm going to use. The background stencils, they are not available at the moment. Background textures. This is what the brick one looks like. But if you are interested, you can put yourself on a waiting list with Essential Stencil. And they will let you know when it is restocked. I am not worried about the dark spot right there. I am going to add this on here. I'm putting it right at the bottom and right at the side, and I am going to get some tape and tape that up as I roll away. But due to the crazy times and multiple times that we have doctor's appointments, I decided to not pick a certain night to come live. I'm still going to try to be live on my Monday evenings, but sometimes I can't even do that. So I will always be on at 6:30 in the evenings. It's just, it might be different days. It might be Monday, Friday this week, and Tuesday, Thursday next week. But it will always be at 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. So it still have a consistency in the time, but I cannot promise you a certain date. For the bricks, I am going to use a mixture of almandine. These are all Deco Art, burlap, and portobello. And you guys know that I love a schedule. I love to come on at certain days, but it is just not possible. So I ask for your grace. But at least I am consistent with the time. I've been trying this and it's been working out really good for me to come on in the evenings at 6:30. It gives me enough time to set his dialysis machine up for the evening. And if we have appointments during the day, we normally are back in time. It gives me enough time to prepare supper. And it's just a really, really good time for us. So I pray that you are okay with that. And there is our paint colors. And I will show you here in a moment how I arrived at those. These are the essential stencil brushes that we love so much. 4 different sizes. You got 7/8, 3/4, 5/8, and 1/2 inch. I choose the brush depending on the size of the holes in the stencils. Like on this one, I could use the big one. I really don't like the big one that much. I prefer the 1/2 and 5/8 inch. But I am going to use the 3/4 inch today. I am loading the brush, way too much paint. I don't know if you can see me. Pull this over. I am loading my brush. Making sure this gets into the bristles. If you have new brushes, they will shed. It is okay. I still have wet spots on there, so I'm going to take my paper towel and just offload a little bit. And then I am just going to go over this. I am okay if it is not a completely solid coverage. The light color, I am going to go all the way across, and then the other ones I will put in sporadically because I want my bricks to be different colors. And then I'll repeat the pattern this way and up. So we are creating a little brick background, and the reason why I chose the dark, because this will be the cracks in between, and I wanted them dark. And see how much paint I still have in this. I'm going to try to hold onto it down here because I don't want it to get away from me. And here's a glimpse at what it looks like. That looks good already without the added other color. But I want to add that extra color in there. I'm going to get a wipe. I use the Member Mark disinfectant wipes. You can use Clorox wipe. I try to stay away from baby wipes because they have oils in them. And I normally just fold mine in half and put my brush in it so it can stay moist. And I'm going to get out my other 2 favorite brushes, the 5/8 and the 1/2 inch. I'm going to hit this with just a little bit of heat. And then this next color is the burlap. Same thing, way too much paint. So we'll come over here and we're going to push it into our brush. Still too wet. And you see the light color difference? And then I'll just pick spots where I want to add this darker color. I want this to be random. I'm trying to create different shades of brick color. And my transfer is going right there, so I really don't need to concentrate there too much. Let's see what that looks like. You can see the slight difference. Put that one in our little wet wipe. Then I'm going to use the 1/2 inch and I'm going to use the darkest color that I have here. And repeat that process. And I'll tell you here in just a second how I derived at these colors. Hey, Miss Bonnie, you are just fine out dark. Carlene, you just bless my heart. Thank you so much. Hey, Miss Kimberly. And again, I am just going in certain spots. I just want to blend these colors a little bit and make it I want that pretty blend of colors. Oh, that looks good. I don't have any color on the back, so I'm good. But let me show you what our brick wall looks like. And you see the color differences? I gotta wait until that shows up in the camera. That looks good. It's got a really beautiful color difference. And that's what I wanted. Excuse me. Sorry about that. I will sand all of it out in a minute. I am just going to lay this back on here. I am just going to try to... Let's see how I want to do this. I think this is the way I'm gonna do it, just like this, right here on the edge. Just to repeat this pattern. Looks pretty straight to me, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to start with our lightest color. And since we put our brushes in our wet wipe, they are still moist and pliable. I really don't have to worry about the middle too much. I did, but I didn't have to because that's where my transfer is going. And tomorrow, the next set of restocks, transfer restocks, are going to be available. And I will show them to you here in just a moment. Didn't take long to do that little edge. Come in with that darker color right here. I'm gonna come back in with this lighter. Looks good to me. Still no paint on the back because we had a very dry brush. I'm gonna dry this real quick. And we want to carry it through to the top. I like the size of this stencil. It is easy to put on. Again, I went all the way to the edge. Went all the way to the edge and the top of the bricks. Same process. You can do this in your sleep now. Keep your brush moist by wrapping them. Thank you, Kimberly. Thank you, Carlene. Yes, I love using the multiple colors. That's what my house looks like, except the reds and blacks on my house. And again, I am not looking for solid coverage because we are blending all these colors. And see, I am almost running out of paint here. But if I do, I can just press a little bit harder and still get more paint out of my brush. Without having to reload. Up here is where our words will go. A dry brush is key to this, because if you have too much paint on there, you will definitely have bleed under your stencils on this one. Light pressure, especially when you have a fresh brush, loaded brush with paint on it. If I wouldn't have to reuse these brushes, I could have used one brush and went from the light to the darkest color. But since we are creating a pattern, I couldn't do that. I'm going to take a peek. Looks good. One thing that I forgot to mention, I just realized that when I pulled it up, and I'm going to show you, let me lay this down. When I matched this up, I didn't leave enough space. There's not enough grout line between the two. Just make sure when you do that to leave space, it's not that noticeable because I didn't put too much color on that bottom row of bricks. Plus, we will have a transfer and words, so it should be fine. But if you don't have anything to cover that, just make sure you leave the spacing for the grout line. And I looked, I still don't have any paint on the back, so I can just continue on. Can you guys see? Can you guys see good enough? And this time I don't have to go all the way to the top because I just need this little edge right here. In this stencil, I dare not try to hold it. There's just too much that can shift. So I'm definitely taping this one. I need a little bit more. Didn't have quite enough on there. Right here, I'm going to hold it up in that corner to make sure it does not lift up on me. Did I just go into the same paint color? I think I just went into the same color. Interesting. Looks good to me. Got one more stretch up here and then we are done. So it's going to be a little bit tricky because of my flowers on here. They're lifting my stencil, so I'm going to have to make sure I hold that down. It's not too much up there, so should be pretty quick. Perfect. This brick wall looks pretty darn good. I am going to fold my paper towel over so that I can use the other side. Hit it with a dryer real quick. Good, thank you, ladies. Sand this back a little bit. And you can make this brick wall in any color. I mean, the possibilities are endless. Now my suggestion is try not to put anything on here that, you know, will interfere with laying it down flat. Where is my, here it is. I am using a window out of the vintage windows and keys, and that is one of the transfers that is going to be back in stock tomorrow, along with the vintage trucks, the vintage spring stamps, the vintage butterflies, trying to hold it just the glare, the lavender is a 2-set, chinoiserie vase and flowers. And then, like I said, the vintage keys and windows and the fleur et bicyclette. The bicycle is going to be in that batch. So these are all the ones that are going to be in tomorrow's batch. You can buy them individually. You can buy them in a, it's called Best of Vintage, in a bundle. The bundle is reduced in price, so you can save. And you can, and this is the window I am using, or the door. And the way I came up with the colors is I looked at the bottom of this to see, and I just literally took my caps of my colors, opened them up and set them down and said, yep, that will look good and that will look good. And I picked the colors based on the colors in that transfer. I am going to dry this one more time. I just want to make sure that it is dry. If you need to get over to the Essential Stencil page to check these transfers out. The spring ones released last week, last Saturday, and then next Saturday the farmhouse favorites will release. Thank you, I appreciate that. Just another brick in the wall. Yep. I wish I could sing that, but Facebook would not like that very much. If you're new to transfers, peel the backer sheet off. You got the front sheet. If you need to put it back on, make sure you put it on the shiny side. Hold it on the sides that do not have color on there. And then you need to place it to where you want it and then release it, because if you put it down, it is down. There is no recovery. So when it's down, it's down. If you wanted the bricks more solid, you could have made them more solid. I didn't want them too solid because I didn't want to take away from our door right here with those beautiful roses. And I put it all the way down to the bottom. See, I've got it all the way down at the bottom. It's hard for me to tell if you can see that or not because there's such a delay. Yep, okay, good. When you hop on the Essential Stencil page, !ES will get you to the Essential Stencil page. Don't forget to get your, I call them little scrapers, burnishing tool to burnish this in. Make sure you get all those itty bitty little roses in there. And then I start at one corner, top, bottom, side, anywhere that you can grab it. And I'll just go around. I normally go around and meet in the middle. And I've said it before many, many, many times. But there might be somebody that is new. Transfers need a dry, clean, oil-free, wax-free surface. They do not stick too well if it is oily or waxy. And when they're dry, when the paint or your stain is not dry, then they won't stick good either. So, dry, wax-free, and oil-free. And that includes oils from your hands. Like, for instance, if you just put lotion on your hands and you touch it and then you want to put a transfer on, that lotion might have transferred and your transfer will not stick. And you're wondering, why on earth is this not sticking? That might be the reason why. I am going to turn this around. And I am sorry, I am not talented enough to create upside down for you so you can see it. That is not in my wheelhouse. There is many, many, many creators that can do that. I am not one of them. So you will see it upside down until I turn it around. But this right here, I have no problem doing upside down. It's just a transfer. And if you are interested in anything on the Essential Stencil page, this month, January, free shipping. And also, they are given credit towards your next purchase up to $30, depending on your purchase amount. So, check that out. !ES. You can check all those goodies out. And if you're interested in my discount code, which will save you 10% at checkout, I would be tickled pink if you would use it. It is WK21, and you can do the same thing, WK21. I mean, code, and it will give you the code. I can't talk. What am I saying? If you feel a resistance, then it has not adhered. Just lay it back down and scrub it in a little bit more, which is called burnishing. You see how easy it is to get that transferred on here? I just lift it up and go over the spot, and I keep lifting it and keep going over it. Let me turn that and make it easier. And I think this decorative cutting board is going to be so beautiful with a secret garden on one side and our putting shed on the other side. And this just looks so old world style, like, I don't know, this just reminds me of like a little Italian or French side street, or maybe a lady sells flowers and has pottery and, you know, like a little potting shed with all the amazing flowers that you can imagine. Gorgeous roses and hydrangeas. Everything transferred. You can either take your transfer paper and rub over it, or rub lightly with your hand to make sure that everything is down really good. And look at that. Does that not look gorgeous? I just love that. It's like the window to a new world, or the door to a new world. And the colors of the brick and the colors on there match really, really well. Thank you for the thumbs up and the hearts, ladies. Hello, Sherry. Next, the birds. This is from the Stencil of the Month Club for January. This is the premium set, and I am using the part that says Potting Shed. The new Stencil of the Month Club for February will release next month, and it is barnyard, farmhouse. It has, the premium has a bunch of animals on there. Then it has flowers that you can overlay. You can use it separate. The basic has, I think, 3 animals. The flowers, and I cannot remember what words. And then you have a separate one that you can add on for the premium. And I honestly, right now, I can't remember what the add-on has on there. My brain just went completely blank. I don't remember. I am going to put my word potting. Potting shed does not fit across, which is fine with me. I am going to put this one at an angle. I don't want to get this in there. There we go. I am going to tape it down here. I don't want to tape it over my transfer because I don't want to accidentally pull that up. I could not find a door color that was similar, so I am going to just mix these two and create my own door color. That was the closest I could come, and now looking at it, it doesn't even look close. When I looked at it earlier, it matched, but we are gonna make do. It will be just fine. This is Sea Glass is the light color, and the dark one is Green Lagoon. And I am just going to reuse one of my brushes. I am just cleaning it off as much as I can. I like matching colors and making them as close as possible. This one is not quite the color I want it, but we'll see. We might come over top of it with another color. We'll see what it looks like. We're gonna have to do 2 passes anyway. It's not bad. Not bad. Let me see if I can add a little blue in there. Maybe I took out the wrong color. This one looks much better now. That can dry for just a second. We'll just add, what is this one? Indian turquoise to it. And I just dipped my brush in it. That looks better. Like I said, we'll just experiment and we create our own color. I think that looks good. It's not perfectly the same color, but it has the same tones in it, so I'm good with that. I will show you. See the colors on the sides? It has the same colors in there. What do you guys think? Does that look good, or do we need to darken it a little bit, make it a little bit more blue? You guys let me know what you think. And I appreciate you guys being on. Just have to dry it so we can do the shed part. And I can just take that blue by itself and put over top of it here in just a moment. Making sure we don't have nothing on the back. I'm going to add the word shed under it. I want to make sure that I'm straight. So what do you think about the color? Does it look good enough, or do we need to change it? You guys let me know what you think. I'm going to dry that real quick. And please comment, sprinkle. You know, Facebook looks at all those things. Let me see if I put a little bit of blue over top, what that looks like. We got our tealish color underneath. Let's see what happens if we add some blue over top. I think that looks good. Don't see any more comments. If you guys are commenting, I don't see any. I do apologize. I do want to add the little shovels on there, and the garden tools. I'm going to add them right there in that corner. Thinking if I want to add a little flourish on there or not. I am going to use the dome brushes, because I want my handles to be in that blue teal color. And we'll do the same thing. We'll load it and we'll offload it. But I want my tools to be in the silver or dark gray. And I did not get the dark gray out, so I am just going to get it out of the lid. Offload it really good. Very light pressure. And I am going to stipple, because these are garden tools. They have maybe some nicks in them, some texture. I'm going to hit it with a dryer real quick. Oops, and I just moved it. That's great. Good thing we can line this back up. We'll do another coat. And I want to take a small brush smaller brush. I'm going to add a little bit. I'm going to extend this. So that it doesn't look like they are just hanging in midair. And I'm even pulling the gray down into the handle a little bit, because they're garden tools. They've been used. They've got a little wear and tear on them. I have to wait till it focuses in to see if you can see that. Now, do we want to put one of the flourishes on there, or do we want to leave them off? Or does it need anything else? When I say flourishes, I'm talking about these two greenery sprigs. I could put them underneath, one on each side, here and here, or we can leave it, but I am going to use this color and bring it in on the edges. Does this piece need anything? You guys tell me. What else can we add? Doesn't need anything. I didn't think so either. I think it is just perfect that way. Putting shed, and there is our door to the putting shed, and a world of beautiful flowers awaits you on the inside. And then I put our jute hanger back in here. So we have our secret garden on one side, with the flowers that came from our potting shed. And that's all I had for you. And I don't know if the camera is picking it up or not, but I put a little bit of the shimmer on there on this side. Let's see if it up there it is picking it up. And some on the flowers to just give it that little bit of extra touch. And it's also on the tag itself as well. And then we have our double-sided sign. I think it turned out really good. I think that would have looked good shadowed. I just thought about that. That would have looked good shadowing it. Should have done black on the bottom and then shadow it. Have a wonderful evening, everyone. I do want to do one thing real quick. I have got these beautiful cards to strengthen your soul. They are front and back. And I want to read this to you. It says, "The Lord will guide you always. He will satisfy your needs in a sun-scorched land." Isaiah 58:11. The Lord will guide you always. He will satisfy your needs in a sun-scorched land. Isaiah 58:11. And I want to leave you with that thought. I appreciate you for hopping on. Thank you so much. You have a blessed evening. Hop on over to the Essential Stencil page in half an hour at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, and see what Miss Melissa will be creating with Junk and Craft Treasures. I'm going to turn this back down on our beautiful creation, and I will turn us off. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate you.